And the Lordeth spoke to his angels. Angels, how can we make winter on earth just a little bit more shitty, because I do not think it's shitty enough. And the Archangel Michael stepped forward and said, Lordeth, perhaps we can have them get a painful electric shock every time they touch something metal. And the Lord said unto them, so it shall be.
Welcome to the Unapologetic Man podcast, the only podcast that's all about self-improvement, confidence, success, women, and being a man without making any apologies for it.
What is up, gentlemen? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Uniform Mike Papa, the Unapologetic Man podcast. I super appreciate you dropping by for this one, which honestly, I'm really excited about. This hits home with me in so many different ways because my best friend from childhood is homeless and addicted to drugs. I just saw this video that my boy Laird sent to me. What is up, Laird? You fucking legend. And it just really resonated with me because it proves over and over again in so many different ways what I talk about in this podcast, what I've found in my own 20 years of experience of picking up women, that you can literally be homeless, sleeping on cardboard in the middle of New York City and still pull girls. So I can't wait to talk to you about this one, boys. This is really exciting stuff, and it's going to prove to you that no matter what limitation you think you have, those limitations that are talking yourself out of approaching girls, being with hotter girls, turning into the guy that you want to be and getting the girls that you want to get is complete and utter bullshit. Because, bro, this guy's homeless. He's literally sleeping on cardboard in the middle of New York City, and he's pulling girls consistently. How many girls? 4 a week. 4 a week, because he completely owns it. And we're going to talk about the concepts of how he's able to do this and how you're going to be able to do this too. Gentlemen, before I jump into the content, I want to tell you guys yet again that I am doing a masterclass this coming weekend. It's the What to Talk About with Girls masterclass. I am going to teach you what to talk about with women in the first conversation, the first date, and subsequent dates, to never run out of things to say again and to get those girls attracted to you. This is probably the course that our homeless drug addict took, because that guy can spit game. And because he can spit game, he's constantly able to get women. Yes, boys, even being a homeless drug addict. So if you want to learn what to talk about with women in the first conversation, if you want to know the gambits, tricks, and techniques to get them attracted to you on command, and we're going to talk about why attraction is completely and utterly not a choice, you need to attend this masterclass. Scroll down right now in the description. You'll see the masterclass link at the very top. Click that right now while you're listening to this episode and scroll through that page and grab your ticket before it's too late. We keep selling out spots. I keep adding spots to accommodate for all the guys who want to join us. It's going to be me, you, and a small group of other dudes on a 2-hour event where we're going to meet on Zoom, and I'm going to teach you all the things to talk about with girls. I'm also offering a guarantee that if you don't absolutely love it, I'll buy it back from you. So there's no risk whatsoever. Come and learn from me, brother. If you're listening to my podcast, you probably resonate with what I speak about, and you'll probably want to learn more about the kind of techniques that I teach. This is your opportunity, and I'm probably not going to do this again. So it's time to shit or get off the pot. Click that link right now. Get your ticket right now, and I will see you this weekend, boys. I can't wait for this shit. It's going to be awesome, man. I'm going to completely blow your mind in this masterclass. All right, boys, let's get into the content. So as I said, this kind of hits home with me because my best friend from childhood is literally homeless, and I believe he's addicted to meth. He's always had trouble with drugs throughout our whole life, but what's interesting about him is I learned a lot about game from him. He was a natural ladies' man from the time we were kids, and as you guys know, I was not. I struggled with women through my teenage years, didn't lose my virginity until I was 21, and she actually ended up cheating on me. I heard her having sex in her dorm room with a different guy, and that's where I got into this niche. I asked myself, what the hell was I doing wrong? How did I lose this girl? Because I treated her like gold. And that's why things like frame control and leading and having boundaries are so important to me. Well, Ira, my best friend from childhood, the dude who's homeless and addicted to what I believe is meth. I'm pretty sure it's meth. I actually had a client of mine who's an expert at drug recovery look at his Instagram page because Ira's still posting on Instagram. And he's like, yeah, bro, it's meth. I can definitely tell. So it breaks my heart, but I can't help but look at it. I love the guy. I wish him the best. There's a lot of history between him and I that I won't go into, but he stabbed me in the back many times because of his drug habits. And I just eventually had to say, dude, I can't do this anymore. Like, the dude has literally taken up to $13,000 from me. Long story, but he had me move from Hawaii to California to like help him out. He told me he was sober and he wasn't. So like, there's a ton of emotion surrounding this like homeless drug addict thing, but also like get girls thing. And it's a testament to just how interested I am in game, just how much I love game, that I watched that video like 6 times that Laird sent me, because I was just like analyzing what this guy was doing. And I was like, yes, that's why. And it was just like aha moment after aha moment, mixed with the emotion of having my boy from childhood homeless and addicted to drugs. And one thing about that too is I know a lot of you guys have been stabbed in the back by people. They really know not what they're doing. As the Bible says, they know not what they do. If you were in their situation, you would probably do the same thing. I know for my boy Ira, his addictions are more powerful than his love for me, but we're soulmates. I mean, that's my boy from childhood. Like, we've spent years together just growing up. And if he ever gets in recovery and he like fixes his issues, I'll definitely let him back into my life. But as of now, I have to keep distance from him. I'm not talking to him. So when I watched that video, and by the way, you can look it up. It's called Homeless Millennial Survives by Picking Up Girls. Actually, let me look for it real quick for you. Homeless Millennial Survives by Picking Up Women Every Night. And it's a Bustle mini documentary. It's right there on YouTube. So check that out, because some of the things I'm going to say about this guy you want to see, but this was so interesting, man. I watched this like 7 times because it just absolutely mesmerizes me how exactly what I say in podcast after podcast is true. And this is what I love about women is like, literally, boys, think about this. If you asked a woman, would you have sex with the homeless dude tonight? 99.99% of women would be like, hell no. Yet he's getting laid 4 times a week with 4 different women. He's like staying at their house, eating their food. And I'm just like, dude, this is exactly how female psychology works. What a woman thinks she wants and what actually elicits her attraction are 2 very different things. Remember, guys, if you can elicit attraction in a woman by the skills that I'm going to outline on today's episode, she will get attracted to you no matter how much money you have, no matter what you look like, no matter what your situation is or what your status is, being low value in society, or you thinking other guys are better for her than I would be. If you could get rid of all that shit and just own yourself completely, unapologetically, which is exactly why I named this podcast that, you will get girls attracted to you. So when you watch the video, you're going to be like, okay, this dude is ultra fucking confident. He totally and wholeheartedly believes in himself, which of course is number 1. If you ask any woman what the most attractive trait is in a man, she's going to tell you it's confidence. Okay, we understand that you have to own who you are. You have to believe in what you say. You have to be, once again, unapologetic. And that's what he is too. The thing that makes women attracted to him is he doesn't give 2 shits that he's homeless. Now, there's the variable of him being addicted to drugs. And there was actually a video when he got into recovery and now he does have a house. He has a girlfriend and he said, yeah, that guy was a douchebag. But we're not talking about that situation. We're talking about him owning completely who he is and what he's doing. If you can completely accept yourself for how you are, if you can think to yourself, I am the shit and I am the prize and I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks of me, women will get attracted to you, as I talk about all the time on this podcast. So the video follows him and he's just like, yeah, dude, I bang girls every time I can. I try to get into their apartment, let him take care of me. And one of the things he said that I thought was pretty funny, he's like, the better pipe I lay, the more days I can usually stay at her apartment, which I think is pretty funny. Basically saying, if I give her good sex, she's going to let me stay at her apartment, usually for days at a time. So the fundamental principle is this. I am unapologetic about who I am. I know I'm the shit, and I'm going to demonstrate that to you, and you are probably going to like me if you give me a chance. There's one short scene in the video where he goes up to a girl and he says something like, hey, real quick. And she's like, no, I got to go. I'm shopping, or I got to go. I have an appointment. And he just looks at her like, no, that excuse isn't going to work. And he's like, no. He's like, I have a question for you. And he completely doesn't let it get into his reality. And I love that part because it reminds me of myself as well as other expert pickup artists. When a girl like throws an objection at you, you just look at her like she like sprayed your face with shit mist, or she said the world is flat, or some completely ridiculous statement that is like out of left field, doesn't make sense. And you're just like, no, we're not doing that. And he totally brushes off her rejection like it didn't exist, thereby controlling the frame. When you have an interaction between two people, one person's leading the interaction, the other person's following. This is called frame control. The person who's leading the interaction is controlling the frame, and you have to control the frame in order for women to become attracted to you. So he immediately does that, goes up to girls, and he's just like, hey, this is what we're going to talk about. These are my intentions. Now, when watching him, you may think, Mark, he kind of contradicts what you do. You say to go up and just give value, don't expect anything, whereas he's coming on really strong. Well, coming on strong, boys, as I have spoken about in this podcast, is another method that can be effective, especially when you're very confident. You can state your intention. You can say, oh, you're sexy. He says, I love you. I want to marry you. He's like really forward. That is a strategy. And remember, there's different ways to skin a cat. It's not the strategy that I like. I like to give value, let her get attracted to me first, kind of almost push her away, or as I speak about, friend zone her, not stating intentions, because a lot of you guys will come off as creepy if you do what he does. And then once she gets attracted to you, then you state your interest. But with him, he's very fucking direct. So watch the video. You'll be like, yo, that's a lot of directness. And I don't necessarily agree with that. But look at the total picture. Not only is he homeless, not only is he addicted to heroin as well as alcohol, but he's being super forward, which I personally, as a dating coach, do not suggest. And he still gets girls because he's unbelievably confident. He's unapologetic about who he is and what he's doing, and he expects girls to like him. Another attribute of this guy, and this could be because of the drug use, but when you look at him, you'll kind of notice that his eyes look very relaxed. It's almost like they're half closed. Now, once again, that could be the heroin, but even when he was in recovery, which is like a follow-up video that they did, he has that look about him that I completely accept who I am. And listen to this one, boys. Guys who are good with women are comfortable in their environment. The reason they're comfortable in their environment is because they have the belief within themselves that they can deal with anything should it pop off. So in their face, you can kind of see a relaxation in their eyes, almost like they're stoned. And this is something I've mentioned a few times in this podcast, but I talk about it with my boys in my 3-month coaching program, where I want you so comfortable with women, it looks like you're just talking to your best friend. When you see two really good friends talking to each other, look at their body language, look at their faces. Their faces are relaxed. Their eyes are almost like half closed in a way because they're not under threat. This is my boy. He's got my back. I'm comfortable with him. I don't feel like he's going to judge me, so I'm relaxed. This homeless dude on the video has that exact look. He just looks like he doesn't care. He looks relaxed. And when he's talking to girls, he's unapologetic about everything that he says. This goes into his tonality. His tonality is never supplicatory, which means goes up at the end. Hey, how are you? It's always authoritative, goes down at the end. Hey, how's it going? When it goes down at the end, it shows comfort, it shows authority, it shows you being unapologetic. Now, what's interesting as well is in the comments on that video, some people said, I honestly thought that dude was gay when he first started talking. And that's another clue in that kind of like how you talk, like the pitch isn't so important. It's the tone that's more important. I've had clients come into my program that do talk a little bit gay. We got them results because we got them to be that unapologetic, self-affirming, self-confident warrior who goes up to girls without apology, without supplicating to them. They're just like, hey, I wanted to come meet you. What's your name? With the tonality going down. So we have all these attributes. We have him highly confident. And a lot of people in the comments were like, dude, this guy should be in sales because he won't take no for an answer. He's super confident. He believes in the product. What's the product, boys? It's you. You need to believe in the product. The reason why my 3-month coaching program sells so well is because I wholeheartedly believe it is the single most effective dating program ever created for men in all of existence. Through all the years, through all the products, all the other pickup artist coaches, I wholeheartedly believe this is the most effective one because I teach you all the epic techniques, which by the way, you can get if you come to this weekend's masterclass, but I also do NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, and I'm the only coach to do so. And I literally feel like you're an idiot unless you come into my 3-month coaching program, or at the very least, boys, come into this weekend's masterclass. Because of that, I make lots of sales. I have lots of people who trust me and feel like I'm authentic because I wholeheartedly believe in my product. Well, it's the same thing with women. When I talk to a girl, I wholeheartedly believe I am the best dude she's going to meet in years. I wholeheartedly believe that I'm the funniest guy she's probably going to meet. I'm the most charismatic dude she's met in fucking months, for sure. And this is the same belief that homeboy has. He's like, dude, I lay the best pipe ever. You need to come have sex with me. And he's straight convincing girls right there on camera. He's a little too forward, in my opinion. But, you know, he's drunk. He said he's on heroin. Obviously, that gives you that extra confidence. So he's really pushy. But when you believe in yourself, you have that confidence, you will get attraction. Frame control, which means you're leading the conversation. Girl, I'm going to take you on a world-class experience. So stop resisting it. Don't worry, I got you covered. Let me tuck you under my wing and show you a good time, little girl. You're going to love it. Trust me. And then once she does trust you and acquiesces, that gets massive attraction. Number 3, he's relaxed, isn't he? He looks like he's kind of stoned, which honestly in his case, because he is. But I notice with guys who are really good with women, as well as myself, I'm just very relaxed. I'm very at peace. And this is a fundamental attribute of guys who are good with women, which is why in my 3-month coaching program, I have my guys approach and open girls. I tell them what to say, what to talk about, which by the way, you can learn too if you come to this weekend's masterclass. But the more reps you get, the more comfortable you get. And that's the only reason we're doing it. I even tell my guys, dudes, go on dates with fat girls. Go on dates with unattractive girls. You don't have to have sex with them. You don't have to kiss them. You don't have to touch them. Be on their hand when you shake it. It's all for practice. I just want you getting comfortable. And that dude, the homeless millennial who picks up girls, is so comfortable. Now, again, there's drug use in there, and I know it could give you that false confidence. But even in the follow-up documentary, when he's getting clean and sober, he still has that confidence. He has that vibe, dude. I can tell, man. Game recognizes game. That guy pulls chicks. And lastly, boys, it's all about being completely and wholeheartedly unapologetic about who you are and what you do. So I'm going to challenge your belief systems. All of you who are like, I'm too old, I'm too bald, I'm too fat, I look like a turnip standing vertically with a penis on it, or a potato with a bathing suit on it. I don't have enough money. That guy's taller than I am. I'm not a good looking Chad. Guys, this guy's a homeless drug addict, and honestly, he's not that good looking. He kind of has a spare tire. He's a little bit floofy. He doesn't really look that great. He gets himself made up. He goes into like CVS and steals their hair gel and like sprays himself with cologne. You got to be presentable. But honestly, he doesn't have a lot of great attributes. Girls will find him sleeping on the fucking corner, and they'll come up to him and be like, hey, you're still outside the club? Go home. And he's like, this is my home. And he'll still have sex with them. Think about that. Wrap your head around it, bro. What are you missing? What are you doing wrong? If this guy can yank girls like this, what's wrong with you, bro? Belief systems, Theodore Roosevelt. It's all in your fucking head, bro. So Stalin, you need to start believing yourself, controlling the frame, being like, I am the prize. So finally he goes into recovery and he's like, yeah, dude, I was a complete asshole. I was a douchebag. I don't like that guy. But he still has the positive attributes. So don't get it twisted. It's not because he's on heroin and alcohol that he has this false confidence. Even when he got clean, I could still see that inside of him. But it's that good confidence. It's not laced with heroin and alcohol, nor does it rely on it. So you guys can still be good dudes, go-getters, clean cut, and a good person, not doing drugs, and go get tons of girls. And I think back to my friend Ira. I look at pictures of him on Instagram and I'm like, I bet he still yanks girls, dude. I bet he's on the beach because that's where he's at. And he like hollers at chicks, and I bet he still gets laid, even being homeless. because that's how good his game was. That's how much he's taught me. And once again, Ira, I know you probably won't listen to this, but I forgive you, dog. You're my best friend, man. Once you get clean, once you get that shit behind you, and hopefully your mind isn't too fucked up by all the drugs, let's roll again, brother. We'll floss the brotherhood dog tags we used to have and get back to where we were, man. Summer of 91, the best summer of my life, dude. I'm here for you, man, when you get clean. But guys, obviously, drug use is a bad thing, and that isn't the point of this episode. The point of the episode is no matter what your situation is, you can always pull girls. Girls are attracted to what they're attracted to, and that's what I love about these women, is you had some girls say in the comments, oh my God, those girls are such sluts. No, they're not. They're just women acting on their attraction. And remember, guys, attraction is not a choice. So even if you are homeless, you could be like, yeah, I'm homeless. I make no apologies for it. It's actually freedom. I actually love it. I love being homeless. And this is what my friend Ira says on his Instagram. He's like, I'm not homeless. I'm stuck outside. And I kind of had to laugh at that and be like, come on, bro. Like, how delusional are you? But at the same time, look at his framing. He reframes everything. He believes what he wants to believe. And this is why I think he's still pulling girls, just like the homeless millennial is on YouTube. So boys, here's what I want you to do. Your action item list. Go grab your ticket for this weekend's masterclass, What to Talk About with Girls masterclass. Then after that, look up the video, Homeless Millennial Survives by Picking Up Women Every Night. It's fascinating, man. And that's what I love about female attraction. It's not a choice. They're going to be attracted to high value traits, even if seemingly you're living a low value lifestyle. Think about that one, boys. Really interesting shit. Guys, don't forget to grab your ticket to this weekend's masterclass. I have an awesome one coming up this Thursday, so please stay tuned for that one, and I will see you in the next episode.